Kelsey from Kels Reads Things at Anna Porter Public Library in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Today on this stormy Monday morning, I am going to be discussing with you Hang the Moon. This is the second book in the Written in the Stars series by Alexandria Bellefleur. This story follows Annie, who is the best friend of Darcy and Darcy's brother Brendan, and it's their love story. This is an adult romance series, just be aware of that. That is the genre, and now I'm excited to actually discuss with you the plot. Annie is Darcy's childhood best friend and the adolescent crush of her best friend's successful brother and app creator Brendan Lowell. So when Annie decides to surprise Darcy by dropping in for a 2-week vacation in Seattle, Brendan could not be happier. Darcy's on vacation herself with Elle in Vancouver at the time for a few days, and this leaves Annie and Brendan to catch up and quickly catch feelings. The only problem is Annie already lives in Philadelphia, but she has accepted a HR position that will be taking place in the United Kingdom, in Europe. Can Brendan prove to her that his love is true? Will Annie give up an incredible career opportunity just for that chance? You should find out by reading Hang the Moon. Alright, so that's the general plot, the general premise. If you have seen my other video for Written in the Stars, then great, and if not, then you're welcome to go view it at this time. You're welcome to watch this one. I don't really think there would be necessarily anything spoiler-ish other than maybe one relationship that took place in the previous book is still present in this one. So I thought that the second installment was really fun. It was quirky. It had the modern writing style, which was also present in Written in the Stars. Very much lots of Harry Potter references, Star Wars, Pixar, Disney, all that fun stuff that you typically see in a lot of modern adult romance stories. So one thing that I loved about Brendan's character is not only is he a successful app creator, but he created the app to literally bring people together. That is, I believe the app is called OTP, One True Pairing, which if you're not familiar with that, that is internet speak for one relationship that you think is just perfect for each other. One true pairing. And he created the app to help people find their one true love. So the fact that Brendan took on the personality of the hopeless romantic, whereas Annie is kind of done with love and kind of just wants to not try anymore, I think that that was interesting that this author kind of switched that traditional role up a little bit. Normally it's the female that's the hopeless romantic and the male that's just kind of fed up with not finding the right thing. So I liked that for sure. In general, I thought the story and the plot was a little bit slow at first, but once the romance between Annie and Brendan really started kindling, I really think it took off, and it became a little bit of a faster paced read. And they even became like a semi-relationship because Darcy was not there in Seattle, and of course Annie knows Brendan very, very well, and he was there to offer her a good time, at least until Darcy could get back to Seattle. So it was really cool to see that their relationship rekindling. The audiobook, which is what I listened to, was performed by Lauren Sweet, who also narrated Written in the Stars, and I think she did a pretty good job. I think I've already mentioned this, but the characters in general were just endearing, wholesome, and cute. I loved their mutual love for Pixar, and especially the movie Up, and of course all things Disney. I found Annie's anxieties and worries very understandable and relatable, but also at the same time I was just thinking, Brendan's the boy who's been in love with you since he was 13. Do you really think he would give all that up? So, but at the same time, I understood Annie's anxieties and her concerns and her hesitance in wanting to give Brendan more than just what 2 weeks can give in a relationship. And in case I didn't mention it before, Annie was hesitant about relationships because she travels a lot for her job. She works in HR, she speaks multiple languages, which is very beneficial for legal speak and, creating legal documents. So that's what she does for a living. And because of that, she's never been able to have a relationship that lasts a significant amount of time, and she personally has felt let down by a lot of, online dating, online apps, things of that nature, and just dating in general. So that's kind of why she was at her breaking point at this point, and really kind of hesitant to promise Brendan much of anything in terms of long term. There were a lot of cute dates between Brendan and Annie that were scattered about throughout Seattle, which I thought was nice and added to the novel, especially for someone who has never been to Seattle. I now have a few places to checkmark and visit myself, and then I can say, hey, I read about that in Hang the Moon. There actually really wasn't a lot of plot in the book, which is I struggled with that a little bit. As I said, I thought that the book was a little bit slow at first. I think it took about halfway or so to really get going, in my opinion. But at the same time, I didn't mind as much because their relationship and their dynamic was very interesting, but it had a lot of complications too. And in case I didn't mention this, I did genuinely like the two characters. I really understood and related to Annie, but also to Brendan, because I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic like him. So I definitely cheered them on throughout the entire book. And I love the fact that there was a little more of an additional twist. But of course, I cannot give that away, but it does happen at the end, and I loved that about this book. All that being said, for the fact that it was written well, for the fact that it was entertaining and quirky, and of course, I got to be reintroduced to some of my previous favorite characters from Written in the Stars. I liked that that was tied in. Obviously, Darcy has a relationship with Annie and her brother, so she was a prevalent character, as well as Elle and Margot, who is Elle's best friend from the previous book. So all that being said, I liked the way that it was all tied together, and because of that, I gave this book a 4.5 star rating. And I look forward to reading the next one that's going to be coming out, I believe, early next year. So yay! Good job, Alexandria Bellefleur. You keep writing. Okay, that's all I have to say today for Hang the Moon. Thank you so much for watching today. Please feel free to comment, ask me questions, give me suggestions for what to read in the future, and I look forward to discussing more books with you then. I hope you have a wonderful Monday.